Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages, welcome to Robert Sports Show. I'm your host, Robert. A little NASCAR topics. Well, NASCAR's biggest mistake. Personally, I think it was a mistake by NASCAR to give Kyle Busch the waiver to race for the championship. Last night I was on Facebook and NASCAR channel in there and had a heated discussion with some Kyle Busch fans, some other NASCAR fans, and I plan on doing this video anyway, but especially wanted to do it now. It's my opinion. Is Kyle Busch one of the top 3 best drivers in NASCAR right now? Yes, he is. I'll agree with that 100%. Is he talented? Yeah, he's very talented. He's a very talented race car driver. With that set aside, yeah, he did in 25 races what 20 people couldn't do in 36 races, what 31 drivers couldn't do in 35 races. He won 4 races during the regular season. He won a race during the last race of the year for the championship. Great, fine and dandy. NASCAR in 2015 is completely different than NASCAR any other era, any other year. 2014, 2015 are the first 2 years for the chase and the knockout rounds. And then going into Homestead with 4 people able to win the championship. Kyle Busch did everything NASCAR told him he had to do to make the chase. With that being said, I don't think a driver should be able to miss 11 races and get the waiver. NASCAR granted it. So, whatever. It is what it is. Personally, I don't feel that that's fair to other teams, other drivers, etc. I know everybody's argument last night on Facebook was, well, the other drivers would have run, blah, blah, blah. Okay, you know what? Here's what I see as a NASCAR fan. And most of this is accurate. Most of this is, out there, public knowledge. It's not some nasty thing that I came up with that to show Kurt Busch. Kurt Busch didn't do anything wrong. He had an accident in Daytona. He broke his leg, broke his foot, broke both legs, whatever. He recovered, he came back. Is it the greatest return in NASCAR history? No, it's not, people. The greatest return in NASCAR history, I didn't look the years up, but Ernie Irvan had a wreck in Michigan, I believe it was, with a less than 2% chance of living. The doctors weren't expecting him to live through the night, let alone recover enough 2 years later to come back to Michigan International Speedway and win a race. That is the greatest recovery in NASCAR history. Kyle coming back from 2 broken legs and a broken foot and only missing 11 races. He's one tough son of a bitch, tell you that right now. He's a talented race car driver. I just feel that when he came back, that's when NASCAR came up with the new aero package, which, quote me if I'm wrong here, but didn't that help the Toyotas? From the time Charlotte through till the chase, who dominated? Toyotas. Joe Gibbs Toyotas. 4 wins by Kyle Busch. All the Gibbs cars got wins. Was it a coincidence? I don't know. Did NASCAR come up with this rule package purposely to let Kyle Busch in the chase? No one will ever know the answer to that. But a conspiracy theory is, yes. I said in other videos that I've done about Kyle Busch, yeah, as soon as they granted him the waiver, he's in the chase. I knew it from then on. I just didn't like it. Let's look at Kyle Busch this year. In the 25 races that Kyle ran, he had an average of 11.4 finish. 11.4 was his average finish. Let's look at the other chasers. Kevin Harvick, 8.8. Jeff Gordon and Martin Truex, 16.2. The guy that was right outside of the chase, Eric Almirola, 18.6. So yeah, almost as good as Harvick, average finish, almost as good, better than Gordon, better than Truex. For the entire year, average finish, Kevin Harvick, 8.67. Joe Logano, 9.17. Kyle Busch, 10.76. Brad Keselowski, 11.06. Kurt Busch, 11.12. And Dale Earnhardt, 11.31. Average finish for his 25 races versus everybody else's 36, third best. So yeah, he's one of the greatest drivers, in NASCAR. Plain and simple. You can't deny that. Obviously, Kansas brought us a lot of controversy with Joe Logano spinning Matt Kenseth. If that wouldn't have happened, would Matt Kenseth have been in the Final Four? We don't know. He would have moved on, because he probably would have won that race. At Talladega, Kevin Harvick. If that's 2 cautions back-to-back, him going high on the first caution toward the end, and trying to let people by, and then another caution came out immediately because the wreck happened, and then the last caution where he went high, purposely spun Trevor Bayne, fans look at it. We know for a fact Logano took out Matt Kenseth. Did Kevin Harvick take out Trevor Bayne when he did the exact same move then as he did the few laps before that? Okay, we're not splitting hairs here. Whatever. He ended up spinning. Trevor Bayne got spun out by Harvick, purposely, accidentally, whatever. That helped Harvick move on in the chase. Boom. Martinsville. Brad Keselowski. Remember that name. Spun Matt Kenseth. Purposely, accident, racing, whatever. He basically spun him. Plain and simple. Clear as day on TV. He spun him. Okay. Kenseth comes back. Lap down, 2 laps down, 3 or 4 or 5 laps later, whatever it ended up being. Did he take out Logano? Oh, fuck yeah. That was the most clearest takeout ever in NASCAR. NASCAR suspended Kenseth for it. Should he have been suspended? I don't know. Yay, nay. If Logano wouldn't have done that, Brad Keselowski wouldn't have done that, Kenseth wouldn't have... you can split hairs. You can go through everybody in the chase and say, if this changes NASCAR history, fine. So be it. The last 4 races, Kyle Busch, 5th, 4th, 4th, 1st. Kevin Harvick, 8th, 3rd, 2nd, 2nd. That's the beauty of the starting over every 3 races. It clears the slate, so you just look at the last race. It will go down in NASCAR history, 2015 Sprint Cup champion, Kyle Busch. Okay, great. Every time I talk about on Facebook or whatever about the exemption he got, and NASCAR let him in there, everybody brings it. Tony Stewart last year, 2014. He missed the 3 races from the Kevin Ward accident in the sprint car when Kevin Ward was unfortunately killed in the sprint car wreck. And Stewart missed 3 races. He got a waiver. He was told if he finishes in the top 30 and wins the race, he can move on. He didn't move on. I see that differently, and here's why. He missed 3 races. Kurt Busch, beginning of the year, missed 3 races. That 3 races is different than 11 to me. Maybe I'm just a narrow-minded whatever, but if you look back in NASCAR history, 2015, Kyle Busch started 25 out of 36 races, which is 69%. NASCAR has never had a champion start that little amount of races and win a championship. 28 drivers started all 36 races. Additional 3, so 31 drivers started at least 35. 32 drivers started at least 34. 34 drivers started at least 33 races. So he had 34 drivers start more races than him. People brought up back in the 50s. The biggest year is 1957. Buck Baker won a title. He started 40 out of 53 races. 3 drivers started more races than him, and they started 42. So no one ran the entire schedule back then. You go to the year before that. Buck Baker won. He started 48 out of 56. 2 drivers started 48 races. Nobody started more. The first year in NASCAR, Red Byron, he started 6 of 8. Nobody started all 8. In 1950, Bill Rexford started 17 of 19. 2 drivers started 17. Nobody started more. In 1951, Herb Thomas started 34 of 41. One driver started 34 races. That was the champion. In 1952, Tim Flock, 33 of 34. Tim Flock was the only one to start 33 races that year. Nobody ran the entire schedule. 1953, Herb Thomas, 37 of 37. The only driver to start all races that year. 1954, Lee Petty, started 34 of 37. He's the only 3 drivers started 34 races. Nobody started every race. 1955, Tim Flock, 39 of 45. 4 drivers started more races than the champion that year. 1956, Buck Baker, 48 of 56. 2 drivers started 48 races. Nobody started all of them. 1957, Buck Baker started 40 races out of 53. I already said that. 58 and 59, Lee Petty. He started 50 of 51 and 58 and 42 of 44 in 1959. He started the most races that year. 3 drivers started 40 races in 1960 when Rex White won the championship, started 40 of 44 races. In 1961, Ned Jarrett started 46 of 52. 1 driver started 47 races that year. Nobody started everything. I can go every year until 1971. The most is 4 drivers started more races than the champion. That's what I'm getting at, because people brought up these. No, not everybody started all the races back then. From 1972 to 2014, your champion started every race. That's all I'm saying. Kyle did nothing wrong. Kyle is the 2015 NASCAR Sprint Cup champion. They'll go down in history. He started 25 of 36 races. He made an epic comeback of missing 11 races for 2 broken legs. I personally don't look at Kyle Busch as a championship race car driver until he starts in full year. That's me. For all you Kyle Busch fans out there, your guy won a championship. Very good. My driver retired. I've been a Jeff Gordon fan for the last 24 years. He retired, 4 championships, 93 races. Everybody talks about Jimmy Johnson, about Chad Knaus. Everybody knows Chad Knaus. Yeah, 6 championships later, they all know him. 2006, nobody knew who Chad Knaus was. But I see things that NASCAR's let Joe Gibbs get away with that I've seen other teams get penalized for. They took the front valence away from all the Gibbs cars and made them redo it. There was no penalty that came out of that. Why? I don't know. I mean, it's just controversy. NASCAR created a rule. Kyle Busch raced within the rule, did everything he could do to make the final chase. Once the points reset with 10 races to go, it was anybody's ball game. Kyle Busch, your 2015 Sprint Cup champion. I still think it was a mistake for NASCAR to allow it, but it is what it is. So, ladies and gentlemen, thank you for watching Robert Sports Show. Have a spiffy night. Robert Sports Show, your YouTube leader in sports channels.
Come heavy or don't come at all. You leave your piece at home, that's your call. It never paid to be merciful. Come heavy or don't come at all.